Hello everyone, my name is Monica Hernandez. I am a senior in animal science, and today I would like to take the time to evaluate welfare assessments in the equine industry and the influence these assessments have in addressing management practices. Animal welfare remains such an important element related to the management of our livestock and companion animal species. One of the primary issues that has arisen within the equine industry specifically is a lack of analysis related to understanding and establishing appropriate methods of assessing overall equine welfare. Establishing an appropriate way to assess the welfare of all equids will allow owners to eliminate management obstacles and furthermore improve the well-being of their horses. The topic of animal welfare remains a complicated matter. Unlike many other scientific issues within the field of animal science, animal welfare owes its existence not to the scientific innovators, but to the ethical concerns present in society. Animal welfare does not simply have one definition in which all animals fall under. Taking into account both scientific and ethical elements, the basis of welfare is focused upon incorporating the animal's physical and mental states as well as the nature or genetic traits associated with breed and temperament. One specific emphasis that has been implemented in the livestock industry is the idea of the 5 freedoms. Established in Britain during the 1980s by the Farm Animal Welfare Council, these freedoms are focused upon the following definition. The welfare of an animal includes its physical and mental state, and we consider that good animal welfare implies both fitness and a sense of well-being. An animal kept by man must at least be protected from unnecessary suffering. We believe that an animal's welfare, whether on farm, in transit, at market, or at a place of slaughter, should be considered in terms of the 5 freedoms. This definition, however, insinuates a pressing question within the equine industry. Are horses considered livestock or companion animals? Although not the focus behind this particular topic, this demanding question is one that needs to be discussed when considering how management practices have and continue to change within the equine industry and how these practices can influence equine welfare. Within the United States, there are few descriptive measurements reflecting the effects of management practices on equine welfare. No two management systems are the same. Some may have positive effect on a horse's welfare, while others may have negative. Some surveys actually have been conducted in order to establish an understanding of equine management practices specifically with thoroughbred racehorses, dressage, event, endurance horses, and other riding horses. But what is to be said of all the other horses which don't fall into those particular categories? Christie and others at University of Prince Edward Island conducted a survey in order to establish a comprehensive notion of management practices in non-racing horses. The survey was conducted from July to September in 2002, selecting 117 horse owners with 312 horses through a random phone book search. Analyzing miniature horses, light horses and ponies not used for racing purposes, as well as draft horses, the results produced new information indicating the following areas were either existing or potential welfare concerns. These concerns included body condition score, tail docking, whisker removal, abdominal respiration, parasite control, dental care, hoof wall abnormalities, vaccination, and behavior. One of the growing complications facing the equine industry is the development of behavioral problems. Stereotypies, the development of behavioral patterns which are repetitive, invariant, and have no apparent function, is an example of one such behavior which is of continued concern for horse owners. It has been believed that the development of such behaviors in equine species is a coping mechanism in response to frustration when environmental constraints prevent normal behaviors such as social interactions and the development of hierarchical structure and lack of foraging. Some examples of equine stereotypies include cribbing, wind sucking, and weaving. The survey discovered the prevalence of 5 stereotypies within the 312 horses analyzed, pictured here. As you can see, wood chewing was the #1 stereotype observed, followed by weaving, stall digging, and crib biting and wind sucking. During the analysis of the 5 stereotypies previously viewed, the results indicated numerical differences in the development of those stereotypies between the miniature, light, and draft horses, as depicted by this chart. Based upon previous research, breed type, for example, warm blood versus thoroughbred, may be a contributing factor when predicting the occurrence of stereotypies. Many risk factors associated with the occurrences of each stereotypy were annotated in this survey. They included physical contact with other horses, amount of forced exercise, forage availability and type, total number of horses in a yard, opportunities for contact with other horses, breed type being thoroughbred, warm blood, etc., presence of grain in the diet, and temperament. Taking in consideration all the factors measured in this study, significant differences still arose in comparison to previous research within the same field. Christie and others came to the conclusion that the demographics behind their survey must have been the contributing factor to such deviations. The primary variance was related to differences in management, age, breed, and location of equine populations used for this survey. In addition, the time of year was believed to contribute the highest discrepancy amongst the research. Based upon the survey being conducted in the summer, management practice may have changed depending on the season. Although this study was small and centralized, it demonstrated the complications behind assessing management practices within the equine industry. As the researchers discovered, measuring the welfare of horses is no easy task. Many factors need to be considered, and each may change depending on what type of horse, the owner, as well as the season. Developing a survey similar to the one discussed would be a beneficial addition to the industry. Not only would this allow for the accurate assessment of each facility, but it would give an opportunity for the owners to make sure their practices are providing their horses the proper welfare they need. As management practices continue to change with advancements of knowledge and technology, it would only make sense to apply this knowledge to learn from one another in the industry. Therefore, developing a survey or an assessment similar to the livestock industry like the dairy ones, either annually or maybe every 5 years, would be really beneficial to make sure that those welfare assessments are accurate and each owner is providing the proper welfare they need for their horses. Here you will find my references. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it.